These things have so many names. You can call them a weed trimmer, string trimmer, weed whacker, or even a weed eater. But whatever you call it, one thing's for sure, you've got to have one of these in your yard if you want to keep your yard looking its best, have some great edges, and keep weeds under control. But they've all got one thing in common that makes them horrible, and this is it. When you run out of line, it's a nightmare. Nobody likes to wind these spools, and I've got a better solution. I'll never have to deal with this mess again, and I'm going to show you what I did and how you can have the same result on your own string trimmer. So now I told you we were going to do something better, so we're going to put this aside and take a look at this. So now when you look at this thing in the package, this looks just like another one of these, and it's going to be irritating, but it's not like that at all. This thing is called a speed feed. Some people call them a speed head, but all you need to know is that this head is going to completely eliminate this mess, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. This is the one you want to buy. It's the original one. It is sold under some different brands, and I'll put some links that you can check it out. This particular one is branded under Echo, but they don't really make it. It's this other company, Speed Feed, or whoever owns this patent. But the bottom line is, you want to get the one that is actually made in the USA. I'm just going to give you a link in the description that takes you to the universal size. And the reason it's called that, and they can say that it's universal, is because inside the package, you get all this other junk. But this junk is what's going to make it fit any trimmer. Now you're only going to use just a couple of these, and you might not even need any of them, but this universal kit is the one you want to get, the head. So what makes it different though is not how you use it, but how you get the string line in it. So today, you got to pop your old head apart, you got to string this piece of junk up, and it's never a fun project, I don't think, for anybody. Now it comes preloaded like this, so when you buy this thing you can use it right out of the package, but that's not the good part. It's when this thing runs out of line that you're going to want it. So what I've done is I've emptied the line out of this head to show you what it's going to be like when you run out of string trimmer line. Turn this head like this, and you hear that clicking, and what you're going to do is you're going to line up the arrow with this. You can see the light through the hole. Is inside of this head, they've created a little passageway right through, as long as you turn and align your arrow to here. With the notch aligned, all you got to do now is take your line out. You can do it through either side. You're going to just push it through, and we're going to kind of gently feed it through. But watch that. The line goes right through. And then all you need to do is pull out, I think the directions say roughly 10 feet. So we'll just unspool a little bit of line. And all we're doing here is pulling through. We've got about 10 feet on each side. And this might look like kind of even a worse mess. But now with all this line through, all I've got to do is turn this head and watch what happens to the line. As I'm turning this, the line is actually feeding into the head. But as I turn this up, and I just keep going, watch where the line's going. Now, all my line that I just pulled out is in here. I didn't have to open this head up, but this is awesome. If you've ever hated winding these heads, this thing is the best thing ever. And now whenever you run out, you can feed this thing with line, maybe in 1 minute, and there's no frustration. So now we got a brand new head ready to go. What we've got to do is figure out how to replace this head on there. And I'm going to show you that this is much simpler than you might think. So the problem is when you start to look at a string trimmer head, it spins. Every one of them rotates like this. So whether it's right or left, how are you going to get this thing off? You can't unscrew it. So in every type of string trimmer, there's going to be some way to secure this head. You don't need pliers or any kind of weird tools. In fact, most often, you're just going to need some sort of an Allen wrench or even a nail or a pin. And the reason you need that is because on a string trimmer, you're going to have a hole somewhere. And in my case, the hole is right here. What you want to do after you found the hole is you're going to take your pin that's going to fit in and you're going to press it in, but it's not going in all the way. And I'm going to slowly turn the head. And now that pin just went in. So what that's done is now the head is locked. In most cases, you can just unscrew this head by hand. And one thing I want to share is that I'm actually unthreading it the opposite direction that you normally would. Right. So once you get this head locked, if you can't move it and you're turning it one way, go the other way. And once we unscrew this, this is going to come right off. And if you have something like this, like a cover plate, more than likely you're going to still replace this as well. And the directions that come with this thing can tell you a little bit more about it. They give you parts for all kinds of different string trimmers, but in a lot of cases, and I'm looking right here, we're going to see we might luck out. This actually might be a perfect fit. And we're just going to thread this on. Is that even though this thing is tight, notice this plate is still wobbling. So that's not going to work. We can't leave it like that. You don't want any play. When this is done, even though the head's tight, you don't want any kind of thing loose like this. This little spacer right here, this small ring fits right over this perfectly. So this is just a spacer. And once we put this on, we're going to thread this right back on. You might have to hold the spacer a little bit so that it doesn't lose its position, and just tighten it by hand. You don't need any tools. It doesn't need to be crazy tight. And now at this point, that little plate that's right here that had been loose before, now all of this is feeling pretty good. So I'm going to tighten it just a little bit more. We can take our pin out, and now at this point, our new head's in. We can give it a try. So the new head is leaving a great edge, and I'm really looking forward to never having to deal with that string trimmer line again. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching.